which is brought to you by Jesus is able to keep you. Convention, you may ask the question about grace. What is grace? The word grace is a common but very important word in the New Testament. What is grace? Grace can simply mean that you are saying thanks. When you are about to partake of a meal, one would say grace. The Webster Dictionary defines the word grace. Unmerited, that it is unmerited help given to people by God. It goes on further to say freedom from sin through divine grace. Webster goes on a little further and says a virtue coming from God. Convention, I tell you, God's grace is sufficient. His grace is adequate to accomplish a purpose. Let us look to the writer of this text, Peter the apostle. Convention, do you remember Peter? Peter, whom Jesus called. Matthew tells us that he was called by Jesus to be a fisher of men. Matthew further tells us that Peter was the one who once walked on the water. But I like what John says about Peter. John tells us that he was at the Last Supper. John tells us that he was the one who defended Jesus with a sword. Mark wants you to hear as he tells us that he was the one who denied Jesus. Not once, but he denied him 3 times. The book of Acts tells us that he is now preaching the good news of Jesus. I sense a change up in here. I sense a change up in here. Peter himself tells us that he is now an elder in the church. Peter, because of his experience, he tells us that he will go through trials. Because of his experience, Peter tells us that you will go through ups and downs. But you must remember God's grace. Peter tells us that you will be talked about, but it should be sober. Peter tells us that you will be laughed at. But sometimes, if you got your mind girded up, it'll be all right. Peter tells us that you will be left alone many times, but God's grace. Sometimes even your blood will be shed, but an obedient child shall taste the grace of God. Peter goes on, tells us that if you endure many hardships, I know that you will go through many hardships, but Peter tells us that I say, do not fasten yourself in your ignorance. My friends, remember God's grace. God's grace is sufficient. I mentioned tonight, I tell you, that this call is a call of a spiritual conversation. The Bible declares that so be ye holy in all manner of conversation. Convention, when trouble comes, remember the call you answered. When hardship comes, remember whose call you answer. When persecution comes, remember who called you. Convention. If you want to see change in our country, you must remember who called you. Convention, if you want to see change in our island, you must scare the call. Convention, if you want to see change in your country, convention, you can see change in Williamstown if you hear the call. Convention, you will see change in the ferry. Convention, you will see change in Road Town. Convention, you can see change in Georgetown. Convention, you can see change in Doctors Creek. Convention, you will see change in Hartsville. Change is done now. Change, convention in hope.
Yes.
I